here today in Koriyama, about 3 hours from Tokyo in that direction and 45 minutes from ABC Circuit in that direction. It's a bit hard to do car driving stuff right now, so instead I thought I'd bring you somewhere fun and show you some cool stuff here at Arios. It's run by a guy called Suzuki-san, and it is honestly Grand Theft Auto 5 levels of garage goals. Konnichiwa. ね、ちょっと暇だからちょっと邪魔にしていいですか？いいよ。はい、ありがとう。You've probably already spotted something in the background you want me to look at, and don't worry, I will get to that. And this is the main attraction here today, this Supra, but the first thing we need to look at is this Rockwell Porsche. This is a genuine 964 turbo, built and owned by Mr. Nakai. If you're familiar with the Rockwell Porsches, you'll know that Stella Artois was his original black race car. Well, this is a street version of that car that he built, and it's currently here for sale. Nakai-san sent it up here for Mr. Suzuki to sell, and it's very clean street style. I'm not sure of the exact mods, but being built by a guy like Nakai for his own personal use, you know it's got to be fast. This car is a case of, if you have to ask, it's too expensive, but there is a more budget option if you'd like that. I think this actually comes with the car. Maserati Gran Turismo S. It's the one with the Ferrari engine. And next to that, worldwide popular Liberty Walk style R35. These are all for sale, by the way. Mild tune BMW M4, 458 Italia. This one here is a Carrera 4, but it looks like a GT3. And down here, that's Mr. Suzuki's name. He's actually a race driver as well. This is the championship winning car of the 2018 Japanese Porsche Carrera Cup. See if you can guess what car we're looking at next by this exhaust. That's right, there is actually an F40 in here. This is a customer's car and it's in here for some servicing. Prancing horse, gated shifter, Japanese ETC machine. The old exhaust is sitting on the floor over there because it has one of these on it. MS Racing exhaust, which I think were made here in Japan. Let me just stand over here in front of the F40 to get a shot of the 911R. So this is the one for all the hardcore Porsche dudes. 6-speed manual, huge centerlock wheels, huge brakes, and from what I've heard, I think these things are getting up towards $1 million now. Next we have this BMW E30 M3. Now I think this one is going to be kind of divisive. You're either going to love it or hate it. It has Porsche brakes on the rear and on the front. And this is not paint, this is a wrap. If we open the door, you can see it was originally white as the standard color. And I admit I had to look this up because I don't know too much about these. This car has the Sport Evolution engine, which is 2.5 litre, 238 horsepower. Again, I admit I don't know too much about BMWs, but here is something that you're either going to love or hate. Yes, that is a jewel encrusted BMW logo. The one on the back is the same. If I don't film it, people will get upset. There's the BMW Motorsport badges. 64,000 kilometers on the odometer. I should probably go on the other side. There's a nice light carbon bonnet too. There you go. So according to looking at the internet, 238 horsepower, 2.5 litre. There's probably 3 cars in here I'd consider to be dream garage unicorn cars. Of course, first one is the Ferrari F40. Second one is this one. This is, of course, a GTR R34 V-Spec 2 newer with only 3,404 kilometers on it. The best part of the newer is of course the newer engine, N1 block, which has better water cooling and also thicker cylinder walls. N1 water pump, oil pump, pistons and conrods are also stronger. And the crank and everything else has been balanced as well. So a real race spec engine sold stock. If you thought that the little carbon vent here is just an insert, it's not. The entire bonnet is carbon fiber. And this car also has a Nismo suspension kit, and it does have some aftermarket parts, but they are by ARC. ARC intercooler, and there's an oil cooler in there as well. Some people might prefer this in the newer style Millennium Jade, but I think this one looks pretty good in the standard Nissan Brilliant Ivory. This fair lady is a practice drift car for First Garage. We'll talk about them in a minute. This Liberty Walk kitted M4 belongs to one of the guys who works here. Ferrari 355 Berlinetta also in here for service. And a brand new Supra, and it still has the plastic on the logo. I can't do that. This 430 is actually a rental car that they rent. 360 Spider, and this is a McLaren 540C, and you see it's got the same sticker as that Fairlady drift car over there, and it's currently missing the front wheels. Well, the reason for that is because of this car. You might recall seeing this 360 on some previous videos. Suzuki-san has driven it at various events, including one at Ebisu Circuit and also a Drift Tingoku event held at Odaiba a few years ago. He's done a bunch of work on it to make it drift a bit better, like installing a hydraulic handbrake, and it even has Bride seats and air suspension so he can slam it down. So for those reasons, the owner of First Garage, which is also a supercar dealer, gave him this 540C and said, see what you can do about modifying this to make it drift a bit better. Now the engine is a V8 turbo, so that should be no problem, but currently Suzuki-san is thinking about what he needs to do to give it more angle in the front. And then they'll take it out to track days and things like that and do demonstration drifts in it. Remember I said Yukon Cars? There's one here I think some of you might prefer to all the ones in here. Suzuki Cappuccino. Looks clean, right? Well, the price, 2.4 million yen. Here's the reason. It has less than 600 kilometers on it. There is no wear at all on the leather seat bolsters, and the only thing that looks like it's been changed in the engine bay since the car left the factory is the battery. Maybe a little expensive for a Cappuccino, but it is basically a museum piece now, isn't it? So there are some other cars outside worth a look. This S14 Silvia over here, if the style of it looks familiar, it's because this is another rough-welt car built by Nakai-san. Apparently it probably needs some work done to the SR20, but if you want a bit more of an affordable version of a rough-welt car, here it is. So one other car outside. Now this is entirely not my style. This is a current model Suzuki Jimny with the Liberty Walk G Mini kit, which makes it look like a Mercedes-Benz G-Wagen. So if that's your sort of thing, here it is. And last bit of radness outside here. Nice Honda CRX, 120,000 kilometers on it. And it looks like it's an SI, at least I think that's what it used to say. And last but not least, the main reason I came here today, because I wanted to go for a drive in something cool, the Arios Supra. This is the full body kit that Arios has made for the new Toyota Supra. If you'd like to see more about this or any of the other Arios cars, head
head over to arios.info and check below for links to their YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. And as always, thanks for watching. See you next time.
You've probably